South Korea, a peninsula shaped by mountains and sea, reveals landscapes carved by centuries where history and modern life continue to exist side by side. At GYEONGBOKGUNG Palace, vast courtyards and towering gates recall the power of ancient dynasties, preserving traditions that still shape the spirit of the nation. Further south, the hillside village of GAMCHEON spreads across steep slopes, its colorful houses stacked in winding rows that create a vibrant maze above the port. In Seoul, crowds move endlessly through lively markets and busy avenues, while towers of steel and glass mark a city alive with restless energy. Together, they form a South Korea that invites us closer, a land where every path holds hidden wonders and every moment reveals a new story. GAMCHEON. Located in the southwestern part of Busan, GAMCHEON village perches on steep hillsides overlooking the harbor, its colorful terraces forming a distinct, recognizable silhouette. The village unfolds in layered steps and winding alleys, a network of stone stairways and narrow lanes that climb the slope like a living staircase. From a distance, the roofs form a bright mosaic of angled tiles and painted facades. Small houses with pitched roofs and cheerful, light tones. Traditionally sustained by fishing and local crafts, the community now balances those livelihoods with small-scale tourism while daily life remains steady and familiar. HAEDONG YONGGUNGSA. HAEDONG YONGGUNGSA lies on the northeastern edge of Busan, a coastal temple set against the open sea where land and water meet in striking contrast. The complex rises directly above rugged seaside cliffs, its stone foundations resting on rock ledges that extend into the waves below. From afar, the bright red roofs and white walls form a vivid outline, standing out clearly against the shifting blue tones of the surrounding ocean. Each year, traditional ceremonies and sea-related festivals are held here, linking the temple not only to faith, but also to the rhythms of coastal life. GYEONGBOKGUNG Palace. Rising gracefully in the heart of Seoul, GYEONGBOKGUNG Palace stretches across wide courtyards where tall wooden gates reflect sunlight, casting long, gentle shadows on the stone paths. The palace walls, decorated with intricate patterns and weathered by centuries of rain and wind, silently recount the lives of kings and queens who once ruled these grounds. At regular intervals, guards dressed in colorful traditional uniforms march in precise formations during the changing of the guard ceremony, their rhythmic steps echoing through the courtyards as spectators watch in awe. From elevated terraces, the palace blends seamlessly with the modern city beyond, forming a living bridge between past and present, inviting every visitor to explore each stone pathway and discover its hidden stories. BUKCHON. In the northern heart of Seoul, BUKCHON Hanok village stretches along winding lanes where rows of wooden houses echo the city's centuries-old traditions. The tiled rooftops curve gently under the sun, their dark patterns set against bright walls, creating a rhythm that feels both simple and enduring. Stone foundations and wooden beams show the craft of Joseon-era builders who shaped each home to suit the seasons with practical beauty and balance. Walking these narrow alleys, visitors meet a living reminder of Korea's layered past, set quietly between the mountains and the capital's busy streets. SEOGWIPO. SEOGWIPO is the second largest city on Jeju Island, stretching along the southern coast, where volcanic ridges descend toward the wide horizon of the surrounding sea. The shoreline is built from basalt cliffs and hardened lava outcrops, their black stone faces recording the eruptions that shaped the island's enduring foundation. Here, waterfalls drop directly from forested slopes into the ocean, creating rare and powerful scenes where fresh water and salt water collide in motion. SEOGWIPO brings these forces together: stone, sea, and falling water, forming a coastal landscape that remains both dramatic in scale and timeless in character. SEORAKSAN. From the northeastern corner of South Korea, SEORAKSAN rises with jagged granite peaks that create a dramatic outline against shifting clouds and open sky. Steep cliffs and deep valleys shape the mountain range, with rocky faces standing alongside forested slopes that change in color as the seasons turn. Rivers and streams cut through the terrain, forming winding paths that contrast with the solid mass of stone ridges towering above. Recognized as one of Korea's most iconic natural landmarks, the mountain reflects both the grandeur of its landscapes and the enduring place it holds in the nation's heritage. GYEONGBOKGUNG. In the heart of Seoul, GYEONGBOKGUNG Palace sits behind stone walls, its shaded courtyards offering a sense of calm within the modern city center. The palace became a royal residence in the late Joseon period, connected closely with Korea's final chapter of dynastic history. Across the grounds, traditional Korean halls stand apart, yet in harmony with Western-style buildings, showing the dual character of a country in transition. Today, visitors walk among quiet paths and open plazas, where the surrounding trees and city skyline frame a rare blend of past and present. Myeongdong. From above, the district of Myeongdong spreads like a bright maze of narrow streets, where buildings rise in close rows between glowing signs and busy walkways. Shops and department stores fill every corner, with endless displays of clothing, cosmetics, and goods that make this place one of the country's busiest markets. Food stalls line the streets, offering rows of skewers, steaming dumplings, and sweet pancakes that bring a constant scent through the crowded lanes. The movement of people is steady and unbroken, as locals and travelers merge into one flowing stream along brightly lit corridors. During the day, natural light reflects off tall glass windows, while at night, neon lights replace the sun, casting colors that never seem to fade. Hidden above the main streets, smaller alleys reveal cafes and quiet corners, showing a different rhythm behind the busy facade. Seasonal festivals and performances often bring new energy, with music and parades drawing even larger crowds into the narrow passageways. As one of Seoul's most iconic districts, Myeongdong remains a place where modern commerce, culture, and urban rhythm constantly meet in motion. Seoul Tower. Seoul Tower rises atop Namsan Mountain in central Seoul, standing above the city and offering wide, panoramic views of streets, rivers, and distant hills. Its sleek white and metallic structure contrasts with the green slopes surrounding the mountain, making the tower a striking feature visible from many points across the city. Visitors can explore the observation decks, where expansive vistas reveal the flow of the Han River, busy streets, and the rolling hills beyond. The area around the tower includes winding walking paths, landscaped gardens, and the famous Lovelocks, blending scenic views with cultural charm. Overall, Seoul Tower serves as a modern landmark and central gathering place, harmonizing sweeping city vistas with the vibrant life and energy of Seoul. Busan. Busan lies on the southeastern coast of Korea, where mountains meet the sea, forming a cityscape that blends natural and urban elements. Wide beaches stretch along the coastline, while hills and low mountains rise behind the city, creating a layered, dynamic landscape. Urban districts and modern buildings mix with traditional markets and historical sites, reflecting both contemporary life and a rich maritime heritage. The harbor and bustling streets reveal the city's role as a major port, showcasing commerce, culture, and local traditions. From beaches to mountains and lively neighborhoods, Busan presents a vivid panorama where nature, history, and city life coexist seamlessly. Suwon. Suwon spreads across a gently undulating plain south of Seoul, framed by the GYEONG River that winds through the city's center. The Hwaseong Fortress dominates the skyline, its gray stone walls and red-tiled gates tracing a historic path around the old city core. Within the fortress, narrow alleys and traditional buildings showcase the architectural style and urban planning of the Joseon dynasty. Beyond the walls, modern districts rise alongside preserved streets, blending contemporary life with centuries-old heritage in a seamless panorama. Cultural sites, museums, and bustling local markets offer insight into Suwon's rich history and provide spaces for both residents and visitors to engage with its traditions. As a whole, Suwon represents the balance between Korea's enduring cultural legacy and its ongoing urban development, presenting a city where past and present coexist harmoniously. Incheon. Incheon lies on Korea's northwestern coast, where the shoreline and open waters frame a city that has long served as a gateway to the outside world. Its coastline stretches across tidal flats and island-dotted seas, while bridges and modern port facilities connect the urban core with the surrounding waters. Skyscrapers and planned districts like Songdo rise alongside older neighborhoods, creating a landscape that blends contemporary growth with established traditions. Historic sites recall the city's role in major events, including pivotal battles and centuries of maritime trade linking Korea to distant regions. From bustling harbors to island communities and dynamic cityscapes, Incheon presents a portrait of a coastal city shaped by both history and modern progress. Bukchon. From the northern edge of Seoul, massive granite peaks of Bukchon rise sharply, their pale stone surfaces forming dramatic cliffs above dense green valleys. The ridges show clear traces of ancient geological activity, with fractured slopes and sheer walls shaped through millions of years of erosion. Scattered across the mountainsides, remnants of Bukhansan Fortress and hidden temples reflect the area's long role as both a place of defense and worship. Today, the summit of Baegundae provides sweeping views over the capital, making the mountain a striking balance of nature, history, and modern life. Boseong. Boseong lies in the southern province of Jeollanam-do, a rural county shaped by rolling hills that descend gently toward valleys and streams crossing the countryside. Its slopes are layered with green tea fields, carefully planted rows forming curved terraces that trace the contours of the land in precise, flowing patterns. Together, these elements give Boseong a lasting identity, where landscape, cultivation, and tradition merge into a single view that remains both graceful and enduring. Haeundae. The wide stretch of Haeundae Beach lies along the southeastern edge of Busan, where soft sand forms a gentle curve between the open bay and the city behind. From the shoreline, pale yellow sand meets deep blue water, while the horizon is framed by distant green hills that soften the urban backdrop. High-rise buildings rise close to the beach, their glass facades reflecting daylight, in contrast with the natural colors of sea and sand. The beach itself has become a gathering place for travelers, with local markets, seaside walks, and summer festivals adding to its lively atmosphere. More than just a popular destination, this coast offers a meeting point of land and water, city and leisure, leaving an impression of harmony that continues beyond the visit. Daegu. Daegu spreads across a wide plain in southeastern South Korea, with the Gyumho River winding through the city and low mountains rising along its edges. Modern high-rises and bustling streets intertwine with historic temples and traditional markets, creating a cityscape that reflects both contemporary life and cultural heritage. Parks and green spaces dot the urban landscape, providing areas for leisure, festivals, and seasonal events that bring the community together. Overall, Daegu stands as a vibrant city where history, culture, and modern development coexist, offering a dynamic and multifaceted experience for residents and visitors alike. Seoul. Seoul stretches across the banks of the Han River, nestled among low mountains and rolling hills that frame the city's sprawling landscape. Modern skyscrapers of glass and steel rise alongside centuries-old palaces, where the architecture of the Joseon dynasty still reflects Korea's historical legacy. Parks, traditional markets, and bustling streets fill the spaces between, offering a blend of cultural, commercial, and recreational life that defines the city. Overall, Seoul presents a dynamic fusion of past and present, where history, modernity, and everyday life coexist in a vibrant urban tapestry. Ganghwa-do. Ganghwa-do lies off Korea's western coast, where open seas and drifting clouds create a wide horizon broken by islands and rocky outcrops. Along the shoreline, a solitary red beacon stands against the waves, marking both passage for ships and the island's enduring link to the sea. Low hills and tidal shores frame the background, shaping a coastal landscape that feels both rugged and calm at the same time. Seen from the water, Ganghwa-do reveals itself as a maritime gateway where natural scenery and silent markers tell stories of navigation and history. Jeju. Jeju, South Korea's largest island, stretches across the southern coast, with Halasan rising at its center, dominating the island's volcanic landscape. Rolling plains, rugged cliffs, and black basalt formations extend toward the coastline, creating a striking contrast with the deep blue sea. Traditional villages and scattered houses with bright roofs dot the landscape, reflecting the island's long-standing cultural heritage. The Haenyeo community and local crafts continue to preserve centuries-old practices, giving visitors a glimpse into the island's unique way of life. Visitors can wander along coastal paths and village streets, experiencing both the natural scenery and the rhythms of local life. Overall, Jeju presents a harmonious blend of volcanic landscapes, coastal scenery, and living tradition, where natural beauty and culture coexist seamlessly. Seongsan Ilchulbong. On the far eastern shore of Jeju Island, Seongsan Ilchulbong rises like a colossal fortress. Its volcanic walls, formed over 100,000 years ago, now dominating both land and sea. The crater spreads wide at the summit, ringed by steep basalt cliffs and softened by green grasses, while the surrounding ocean highlights every curve of its rugged shape. Seen from a distance, this crown-shaped formation serves not only as a geological wonder, but also as a timeless stage where the first light of dawn touches Korea. Daegwallyeong. Daegwallyeong stretches across the eastern highlands of Gangwon-do, where gentle hills and rolling slopes create a broad, open landscape. Vast green meadows spread between low mountains, offering a sense of spaciousness and tranquility throughout the highland region. The area is marked by scenic passes and elevated plains, providing panoramic views that capture both natural beauty and the distinct character of the highlands. With open fields, softly rising hills, and sweeping vistas, Daegwallyeong presents a remarkable highland landscape shaped by nature and tradition. Jeju-Ola Trail. The Jeju-Ola Trail stretches in winding routes around the island, connecting remote fishing villages with forested ridges, basalt cliffs, and long coastlines shaped by volcanic stone. Its pathways move across varied terrain, from green rice terraces and pine groves to rugged black rocks beside the sea, each section unfolding a new part of Jeju's landscape. Walking these trails is not only a passage through nature, but also an approach to the island's living heritage, where land, sea, and community remain quietly intertwined. Yeongju. Yeongju lies in a broad valley surrounded by low hills, where fertile plains stretch between gentle slopes and scattered mounds from ancient times. The landscape is dotted with the grassy, tumuli tombs of Silla kings, their rounded shapes rising softly against the green of surrounding fields. Temples such as BUKCHON and the stone observatory Cheomseongdae stand quietly among trees and hills, reflecting the city's long history as the capital of a once powerful kingdom. Together, the rolling hills, ancient monuments, and calm waters of the Gyeongsan River create a scene where past and present meet, leaving the sense that history still lingers across the land. Andong. Andong stretches along the Nakdong River in southeastern Korea, where broad waters and surrounding hills frame a landscape shaped by centuries of settlement and tradition. The town appears as a meeting ground of riverside plains and low mountains, its setting reflecting a balance between fertile land and natural boundaries. Across this expanse, the legacy of Confucian learning and long-held customs still defines the region, giving Andong a quiet prominence in Korea's history. Suncheonman Bay. On Korea's southern coast, Suncheonman Bay spreads in sweeping curves of tidal flats and calm water, its form shaped slowly by centuries of changing tides. Vast reed fields stretch across the wetlands, moving with the wind like a living sea and glowing with golden tones beneath the evening sun. Low hills rise in the distance, enclosing the bay and emphasizing the wide openness of water and marsh spread below. Together, they create a landscape where earth, sea, and sky meet in quiet harmony, leaving the sense that more still waits beyond the horizon. Songnisan. The Songnisan Mountains stretch across North Chungcheong Province, with granite slopes covered in dense green forest, creating a striking and tranquil landscape. Deep valleys and jagged peaks rise and fall throughout the range, their rocky faces and wooded slopes forming a dynamic pattern that stretches as far as the eye can see. A cable car glides through the forested hills, giving visitors a chance to experience the vast greenery and rugged terrain from above. Songnisan stands as a remarkable example of Korea's natural beauty, where mountains and forests combine to create a landscape both majestic and serene. Gyeobje. Gyeobje Beach stretches along the northwest coast of Jeju, where wide white sands meet calm, shallow waters framed by distant low volcanic rocks. The landscape is defined by soft slopes, scattered dark rocks, and surrounding greenery, creating a harmonious contrast of color and form. Together, the beach, sea, and natural surroundings offer a sense of openness and serenity, hinting at the cultural and historical richness that lies beyond the visible scene. Namsan. Namsan rises gently in the heart of Seoul, its wooded slopes providing a calm contrast to the surrounding urban streets. Throughout the area, traces of history and culture can be sensed, from ancient paths to scattered structures that hint at past traditions. Together, the hill, its greenery, and the city around it create a place where natural scenery and human presence meet, leaving a sense of quiet continuity. Daejeon. Daejeon, located in the heart of South Korea, serves as a vital crossroads where major railways and expressways converge, shaping its role as the nation's central hub. Encircled by gentle mountains and rolling hills, the city unfolds across a varied landscape that combines modern development with traces of its older terrain. It has grown from an administrative post into a center of science and innovation, with institutions like KAIST and Expo Science Park reinforcing its identity as a city of progress. Hwadam. Hwadam Forest spreads across the slopes of Gwangju in Gyeonggi Province, where dense woods and gentle valleys create a calm landscape not far from the capital. The trees form a thick canopy that shifts colors with the seasons, from the bright greens of spring to the deep reds and golds of autumn, shaping the forest into a living mosaic. Alongside walking paths and wooden bridges, a small monorail glides through the hillsides, offering visitors a quiet way to move across the forest while taking in its vast scenery. GYEON and Gyeongbokgung. GYEON and Gyeongbokgung sit along the southern coast of Jeju, where rocky cliffs and flowing waters form a striking contrast with the surrounding greenery. The area carries traces of history and culture, visible in pathways and natural arrangements that hint at human presence across centuries. Together, the waterfalls, forested slopes, and open spaces create a scene where land and water meet harmoniously, leaving the impression that much of the story is still waiting to be discovered. Demilitarized zone. The demilitarized zone stretches across the Korean peninsula, marking the boundary between North and South Korea and reflecting decades of division. The area includes hills, valleys, and rivers that have long served as strategic points and natural barriers along the border. Traces of military presence, observation posts, and historic events remain visible, reminding visitors of the region's past and ongoing significance. The DMZ stands as a preserved zone where the impact of human conflict is evident, highlighting the enduring importance of this unique area. Saemangyeom. Saemangyeom stretches along the western coast of Jeollabuk-do, where a massive seawall and reclaimed land transform the former tidal flats into a striking engineered landscape. The area combines wide fields, intricate canals, and structural works, reflecting decades of planning and construction on one of Korea's largest reclamation projects. The reclaimed terrain and surrounding infrastructure stand as a testament to human effort and innovation, showcasing how coastal regions can be reshaped for agriculture and development. Yongin. Yongin lies south of Seoul, where gentle hills roll across wide farmland, dotted with small homesteads and cultivated fields stretching toward the horizon. Scattered villages and traditional farmhouses reveal a lifestyle quietly rooted in local customs and the rhythms of rural life. The softly rising hills and open fields combine with humble settlements to form a landscape that reflects Korea's enduring countryside charm. Gunsan. Gunsan stretches along the western coast of South Korea, where the natural harbor meets flat tidal plains and opens to the Yellow Sea. The cityscape blends old and new, with red brick warehouses and colonial-era buildings lining streets that reflect its maritime history. Historic piers and bustling docks still serve the local fishing and shipping industries, while visitors can explore the waterfront and capture the essence of the city's past. Today, Gunsan stands as a coastal city where history, culture, and commerce intersect, offering both a glimpse into Korea's colonial heritage and the rhythm of modern port life. Sokcho. Sokcho sits along the northeastern coast of South Korea, where the blue waters of the East Sea meet the rugged slopes of SEORAKSAN. The city spreads from the bustling port and lively seafood markets up toward forested hills, creating a blend of coastal charm and mountainous scenery. Visitors can wander through the streets or explore nearby trails, experiencing Sokcho as a place where natural beauty and local life come together seamlessly. Gyeonggi. Gyeonggi stretches across the southern coast of South Korea, where rolling green hills meet winding bays and small coastal villages. The island's shoreline is dotted with fishing ports, sandy beaches, and the occasional bridge connecting it to nearby islands, creating a varied maritime landscape. Hills and low mountains rise behind the settlements, their slopes covered in dense greenery that adds depth and contrast to the coastal views. Today, Gyeonggi offers a blend of natural beauty and local life, where the rhythms of fishing, tourism, and island living shape a unique coastal experience.